everyone. Welcome to Sanctuary Hall. This is a Portland Book Festival cover-to-cover event that's hosted by Oregon HWA, which is Horror Writers Association. I am the secretary of that organization, the local chapter. We have Sarah, who is the chair, and Nathan, who basically did everything. I contacted him. Yes, please. He's awesome. I contacted him maybe a month ago, and I said, I have this idea, and he's like, what, I'm busy. And I said, okay, I'll put your name down anyway. And, he's been great. He organized so much of this, and this is going to be such a delightful experience. You saw some of our rehearsals, our practices, so you know that there's going to be stories told, but also beautiful music provided by our talented local performers. So I'm really excited to share that with you all. I did want to note that the performance area will be recorded, so if you do not want to be on camera, do not rush the stage. If you want to be on camera, you can rush the stage, but that will cause other problems beyond recording. And I'm going to read this little statement that we read at all of our cover-to-cover events. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for coming out to attend this event, which is an official part of the Literary Arts Portland Book Festival cover-to-cover program. Literary Arts is a nonprofit literary center with a mission to engage readers, support writers, and inspire the next generation with great literature. I hope you all were able to go to the Portland Book Festival yesterday. Next, we have Katie, Bennett, and Katherine with more and more delightful performance and experience for you all. I'm letting them set up, so I'm blabbering, but bear with me as we do our set change. Ready?
Good afternoon. I'm Katherine Quevedo. I'm very pleased to be here today. I write speculative fiction, short stories, and all types of poetry. And poetry is what I'll be sharing with you today. Dark verse from a variety of anthologies and magazines. You can find links to these works and the publications on my website, katherinequevedo.com. I do have another poem forthcoming in Old Moon Quarterly, and my debut mini chapbook is forthcoming from Sword and Kettle Press, and it's going to be called The Inca Weaver's Tales. I am thrilled to have me joined on stage Katie Bennett. Katie is a multi-talented artist. She's not only a fellow author, she's also an actor, a director, and obviously a musician. And you can find out more about her art and her work at her website, which is katiebennettstoryteller.com, and that's Bennett with 2 N's and 2 T's. Katie has a short story forthcoming in a game-themed anthology called Winding Paths, so look for that hopefully next month. With that, we'll get started. Nightmarins. You, circus punk, blacklight, fluorescent beings, playing card hurling, opera singing cacklers, overgrown aquatic bestiary rejects, spiny, snaggle-toothed, horned living gargoyles. How you've taken residence of late, like beyond the witching hour, issuing challenges in your garbled, misheard speech, deep into little hovels in my heart. Welcome, new denizens. Like pressing through a fruit's bruise, you've found my soft spot for you. Dancer summons. Upon our fingers, jewel-eyed snake rings, gold and silver chains, metallic gauntlets, stones called semi-precious, precious as our bones, the weighty grace our dancer hands uphold. Around our hips, a scarf or belt of coin or sequin, beaded tassel fringe, a knot to lock in place the slippery burden wrought of lies we skirt or issues we adjoin. Beneath our sandaled feet and painted toes, you souls who rest in dirt or clay or sand. We trample not your resting place. We stand up taller from the spirit each bestows. Arise, you slumbering specters, come rejoin your living sister dancers. For you ought to heed the self-same slippery burden wrought of lies we skirt or issues we adjoin. Upheave yourselves, reveal your moves of old, your lissom, supple, ancient, swaying art. Support us, brace us, help relieve in part the weighty grace our dancer hands uphold. Eventually, we too will shed off all this glamour, skin, fabric, metal, bead, and stone. We'll shimmy out of precious skin and bone, till summoned to unburden and enthrall. The banquet at the center of the maze. Who has set me a place alone at this rough-hewn table where stone walls meet in their mossy fineries? Who fashioned the golden platter of shield-like hammered metal? Who plucked the poisonous maize fruits and arrayed them, glistening like oils and perfumes, in bottles of their own dewy skin? Who furnished the bronze paring knife to slice the maize fruits tissue thin? And why do I picture my own layers cut, translucent epidermis and everything below? Most of all, who carved my name into the table's wood? Rhizomorphs. The creep through the substrate over millennia of thin shoestrings, the root-like cords prodding, expanding this single parasitic tree girdle of an organism, conqueror of the soil, many-fruited with its honey mushrooms and an ancient, subconscious imperative to grow, to feed off the living and dying flesh of conifers, unbridled and emboldened, and smear the telltale white of its mycelial fans beneath the bark like hoarfrost, palest filaments above the soil, and dark rhizomorphs beneath it, choking, spreading, deceiving, all one enormous individual living mass, like an iceberg brought to life, with the majority of its bulk below the surface, such that you underestimate it until it's too close. The humongous fungus we never thought to question and never dreamt would arrive at some semblance of non-artificial intelligence, escalating, accelerating, intensifying everywhere. Pumpkin ash and cypress knees. Bald cypress thrusts its knees in knobby little spires just above the waterline. Pumpkin ash bulges at the base of its trunk, engorged with brackish drink. By moonlight, I can almost discern the red spikes of cardinal flowers craning their necks alongside the river's offshoot. The bayou, with its indecisive flow, my own directional change and stagnation and muddied thoughts poured out before me in the starry pitch. Insects exercise their whirring, clicking voices. I am flooded and ripe with rot. This swamp needs a new tree, and I have knees and full-bodied thirst. The universe's edge. The universe has no edge, they claimed. Not so. I've seen it for myself, crouched upon its dancing border of darkness and dust in swirls of onyx black and cotton candy pink. Raked my fingers through the cold, sticky mess, leaned forward until my cheeks and chin tingled with dread and fascination, until I licked my chops at its closeness. How far can you tilt until you fall? They lied when they said the universe has no edge, for I live in it. The kraken's bite. Too shallow a bay for the kraken's bulk, but room enough to corner a feast of flashing scales and undulating fins, to disgorge a cloud of undigested bits as bait, to tempt them out closer to the kraken's roundedness, its round eyes, its round suction discs in writhing rows, round gaping mouth, the rounded cut of the coastline where this bite will betray its fish. The bowsprit mermaid and the stemhead dragon. From wooden mouths above the deep, from oaken tongues upon the swell, when figureheads arouse from sleep to greet each other's ships, they tell the tragedy of the bowsprit mermaid and the stemhead dragon. Two sculptures clad in crisscross scales and carved into each noble prow beheld each other through the gales and dipped with curtsy or with bow. The courtship of the bowsprit mermaid and the stemhead dragon. To dance upon the waves was not enough. They longed to join and steal a rapturous kiss, and so they fought against each rudder and ship's wheel. The folly of the bowsprit mermaid and the stemhead dragon. Two wooden mouths that dared to meet, two oaken tongues that risked a touch, had doomed their crews and made complete the curse of those who pine too much. The collision of the bowsprit mermaid and the stemhead dragon. Two wooden mouths within the deep, two oaken tongues beneath the swell, reveal the hidden dragon's keep and mermaid's final slumber shell. The ghost song of the bowsprit mermaid and the stemhead dragon. Now other figureheads cry out, "Maintain your course." They envy us, our human choice to move about, to change, connect, and love. And thus, our calling from the bowsprit mermaid and the stemhead dragon. Thank you very much. Thank you. A huge thank you to Katie Bennett. Amazing. Thank you.